Okay, so we just finished our very last concert with the Global Mission Project here in Guatemala with Evan Morales and the Celebration Orchestra. And I've got with me Brendan Young, who's on his first trip, the bassoon player from Houston. Why don't you introduce yourself, even though I already said a little bit about you. Tell us who you are.
Yeah, hi, my name's Brendan Young. I'm a bassoonist from Houston, Texas. I currently study music education and music performance at the University of Houston, and I just finished my 4th year at UH.
Yeah, it's great. So how did you end up coming on this trip?
Well, so I actually got a lot of lovely text messages and calls from Patrick here, and I was invited to go last year. Logistically, it didn't work out, but this year everything just kind of pointed to, okay, I need to go on this trip. So between text messages, calls, and we even met up once and talked about it, it just felt like the right thing to do.
That's great. So as a first-time mission trip, first-time Global Mission Project orchestra trip, what are some takeaways? What are some things that you experienced on this project?
Yeah, so one thing I was really nervous about was just meeting people, talking to people. Believe it or not, I can actually be a pretty shy person, so I was a little nervous on that, but just everybody that I've met here, between the people that live in Guatemala and then the people from the United States, everybody's just been so welcoming and friendly and just loving.
Okay, so we just finished our last concert of the Global Mission Project to Guatemala in 2026, and I'm here with Jen.
Yes, hi. This is my first time. I've been on multiple other mission trips, but I was invited on this trip by someone I know. And it's amazing the power of an invitation, because I didn't really know what to expect. I've never gone on a mission trip with my clarinet, but it's been amazing to use music as a tool to share Jesus and to see people singing the same songs that we know in English and that we sing at church that they know in Spanish. I mean, just to see God moving through hearts and through worship is so amazing, and it really is a glimpse of what heaven will be like.
So what was something that was a standout moment for you on this project as a first-timer, as a young person coming in? What was something that just really made an impact on you?
Something that really stood out to me was when I met my Guatemalan friend, Jules. He was a cellist, and we played Saturday night, I believe, and I was talking with him, and I look at him, I say, hey, I've got some problems with my instrument. I'm sorry if I make a mistake. And he looks at me, he says, I don't care. And from then on, we just kind of hit it off. We talked. He almost felt like, it felt like I was looking in a mirror. He was a musician. He wanted to be a music educator, play in church orchestras. It was such a cool connection.
Was there something in particular, experience or interaction you had with somebody that really touched you on this trip?
There was a little girl, so we played at several orphanages. We get to play games and then have some concerts. And there was this little girl, 11, her name is Marcella, curly hair. She kind of reminds me of me when I was that age. And I can't imagine what it's like to grow up in an orphanage and what led her to, be at an orphanage. But she plays the clarinet, and so I got to teach some lessons to her and some other students her age. And then I was able to donate a clarinet for her to have. And I'm just so thankful that God uses people, that he gives us invitations to be used by him, and it's up to us to say yes. And just, it's amazing to think about what he does through our act of obedience.
So what would you say to somebody, maybe your age, who's finishing up college, getting ready to student teach, is really busy because the music majors, you guys, I was there a long time ago, but I remember how busy. So what would you say to somebody who is in your phase of life right now, to invite them why they should go on a trip to GMP?
Yeah, I would say just don't even think about it, just do it. I've gotten a lot of opportunities here to practice music performance as well as music education, but even higher than that, I've gotten closer to God with my relationship with him, as well as spread his joy and love.
It's great.
And I can't wait to go back. I've already invited one of my friends. I said, you got to check this link out. So I sent her the GMP link. I'm already hoping I can come back next year and spread the word, because especially as church orchestras, I feel like opportunities diminish there are musicians out there that are looking for places to play. And if maybe, things are changing in the churches, things get more contemporary, and this means more musicians maybe go global, well, so be it. There's plenty of opportunities all over the place for people to use their gifting to point others to Jesus. And people in other countries are so hungry for it. It's easy to take it for granted in the States that you can go hear musicians, and not, people don't have those opportunities necessarily in other parts of the world.
Well, man, I'm so glad that you came. I know there's a lot of back and forth, but going on a mission trip, especially your first one, there is a lot to take in, and it's a big step to take. And I'm glad you did, because you did fantastic. You were so good with everybody on the team. And even though you're one of our younger participants, you just jumped right in there with the older folks, the young kids, and you just bridged those gaps and had such a great spirit and attitude. I'm glad you had a great time. And so do you think you'll go on another trip?
Absolutely, without a doubt. I'm looking to sign up with the next one.
All right, very cool. Well, thanks, Brandon. Appreciate you, man. It's been awesome having you on the trip, and I look forward to the next one as well.
All right, thank you so much.
Thanks, buddy. So if there's anybody that may be on the fence, like they've considered going on a trip with GMP, but they're on the fence, what would be your message to them?
Well, I've never regretted saying yes to God. And I don't think you would either. I've regretted the times that I've said no and thought, well, I'm too busy, or I don't want to do that, or that doesn't fit into what I want to do. But I've never regretted the times God has invited me to do something and step out of my comfort zone. It's always been worthwhile. And it makes me think of the verse in Ephesians, He is able to do exceedingly abundantly more than we can ever ask or imagine. And if one of the ways that happens is I saying yes, so be it. I don't want to get to the end of my life and feel like I just wanted to stay small, because that's where I felt staged.
Sure. Jen, thanks so much for sharing. It's been great. I'm so glad you came on this project, and I've known Jen a long time, and so it was really great to get together again, because we both lived in Houston and served together. She moved to Minnesota a couple of years ago, and so music and our love for worship allowed us to serve together on a team. And you were just fantastic, and such a great teacher and great player. And I'm glad you had a wonderful time and are going to want to do another trip again. And I know for me, it took me a long time before I went on my first trip. I always had excuses. I'm too busy, and too much money, and da-da-da. And then it's just amazing when you say yes to God, all those other things work out. The money comes in, the schedule comes in, if you're just obedient and say, okay, here I am, Lord, send me. And He does. And so thanks so much for sharing your part of your story with us. And we hope you'll join us on. We look forward to the next one.
Yes.
I won't say we'll hope, we'll say we'll look forward to the next one.